We are coming up live right up now. We are
Or you
going
can put your
live
headphones
on.
on.
I don't think I need to, but we'll see. Why am I not play? It played, damn it. Submit. There we go. 3, 2, 1, go. This is Survivor Circle for Tuesday, October 11th, 2022. And hello to everybody. Those that have made it, those that will come in later, I'll give you a hello too. We are basically starting out the conversation today with an article that I picked up a couple of times in the past month about the horrible animal known as 37B.
Organism 46.
Organism 46B. Excuse me. And I'm going to put the link to an article about that up on the comments so everybody can laugh at it as much as I did. Okay, hit paste. There we go. Didn't it go? There it went. Everything's being slow and reluctant today, just like me. I'm still saying, I probably hadn't said, I got a little virus and probably haven't said 15 words in the last 2 days. I got on lines and hello. Oh my God. What'd I do? That's okay. That's life. A little bit of hoarseness. And so anyway, what caught my attention about this is I've had an interest in Antarctica really for years. And what had come up was they made a claim that a group of scientists who had gone, a group of Russian scientists who had gone to a place in like the middle of Antarctica and drilled down through the ice 2.5 miles into a body of water, liquid water, at that depth, had managed to take some biological samples, had managed to take samples of the water. And the original was, okay, yes, this body of water has been under ice for like 17 million years. Okay, so it was important and it was significant for science, but they didn't like catch anything. This was just a water sample that happened to have bacteria and sort of things like that. And they studied it in great detail, ran the DNA to try to see how it was related to other deep sea, if it was related to anything, and if so, what it was related to. But this one was kind of strange. Now, according to the article I've seen on Facebook a couple of times, this critter okay, let's go back to the beginning. This creature murdered some scientists. It was 147 feet long. It shot poisonous something through the water and immediately killed one of the scientists. There was another one there that was writing the article, and he escaped. So the point is, okay, what was just say, okay, number one, I mean, that's all I needed to know right there to kind of put it off to the side. But I kept saying, why did I hear this again and again and again? And so I said, okay, so I did a search for it. And page after page after page of this same, oh my God, there's a monster in Lake Vostok that's going to get loose, and actually it sounds like the Russians captured it and took it somewhere with them, and it's loose on the world. Okay. Number one, there's no way whatsoever that any human being was in the water at Lake Vostok, because it's under 2.5 miles of ice, which means it has the weight of 2.5 miles of ice pressing down on it. I think the greatest diver depth that's ever been done in an unreinforced suit is, it's probably higher than that, but let's say 600 feet, which is a remarkable depth. Okay. Lake Vostok is, that's 600 feet, an eighth of a mile. 8 times 2.5 is 17. 20 times that deep. So there's hardly any possibility that any of this is true. But the thing is, people pick it up, they share it, they go. It continues. And somehow in the bottom of the people's mind, okay? I mean, even me, you look at it and you say, oh, that could be dangerous. And it's there. And even though it's patently untrue, it seeps into the back of your mind, and you say, oh, one more thing I've got to look out for. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. So, what you Maria, you weren't taken in by this for a moment, were you?
I laughed. It was pretty funny.
It's what, I don't know.
When I read the article, I read the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
33 foot, 14 tentacles, squid-like creature.
Yeah.
And I was good even up to the point where they said the animal could release a toxin that would go 150 feet. I get that.
Yeah.
But when it said it purposely disabled their radio.
Yes. I forgot about that part.
And we're in the Antarctica, and I have never heard of anybody that went scuba diving. I don't think we've got any gear that could keep us warm, let alone that far down in a hole about this big. So
they were very skinny. They were very skinny Russian divers.
It must have been
to slide down an ice, to slide 2.5 miles down an ice core.
Yeah, pole dancers. But so, and then it said then it killed somebody with that toxin, and I'm like, okay, how did that happen? Because there would absolutely be no way that any part of your body could be exposed
Mm-hmm.
to that temperature of water?
And that pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going
But
temperature
just
wise. I
going to
wasn't even going to the pressure
just
part.
absolutely would have to be a dry suit that would have to be, I would think, heavily heated
Right.
because it's
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because I mean, your muscles would cramp in no time. There's absolutely no
Yes.
way that
Yes.
you can handle any of that. Yeah, so the intentional thing that it said it disabled their radio, then it killed somebody down there, and then they cut its arm. They were able to cut
They
an
cut
arm off
one of its arm off.
on the
Yes.
ice bank.
Yes.
How did you
Yes.
do that when you were scuba diving down there with it?
You know, I mean, the thing is, it's
But like,
poorly written. It's poorly written science fiction. Okay, it would never pass. This is a proposal, would never pass any science fiction magazine editor in the world. As not, I'm not talking a real science to get it published. Okay,
mhm,
as a real paper, it just wouldn't fly. But you put it out on
mhm,
YouTube and it just goes viral. It's gone.
mhm.
Everybody knows about 46B. Maybe not really, but so the thing is, there's so many things about the internet that kind of bother me. You know, when it first started, there were all the YouTube, UZ, what what was that again?
Yeah.
The greatest money making scheme on YouTube, booby. Money making. I'm not sure. I mean, people make money at this shit.
Yes. Yes, they do. It's clicks. How many clicks they can get on this shit?
Clicks, clicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just riding the wave.
Mhm.
So I then I know I Maria, we didn't talk about this before, but after I talked to you about it and we picked it, I picked this. You get next week. I picked this week's topic.
Yeah.
It just blew my mind that anybody would blew my mind that I actually read it. I didn't read it the first time I saw it. I waited until like the third time, fourth time, maybe I saw it. And I said, oh, come on. Okay. And after that, I came across somebody was talking about a case that is on the docket. It's not on the docket, but it's on the list to be looked at
Okay.
by the Supreme Court during the next term. And it has to do with a gentleman in Parma, Ohio, who wrote a parody put a parody website up about
Okay.
the Parma Police Department. And among the things that they were teaching they were giving instruction classes for child predators. They were doing something for drugs, and they were encouraging criminals to move to the city. I mean, it was just totally outlandish.
Mhm.
Okay, it was a satire, a parody. Okay, of this police department. Okay, you're allowed to do that to government entities. You're allowed to say they were so stupid, my dog wouldn't go. Okay, and you can take that as a parody. It's allowed. It's and it has been considered to be allowed for. Believe me, some of the parodies that were done right after the founding of the country in the early 1800s were absolutely scathing. Okay. And there were duels over this stuff. But going beyond, anyway, this is now brought before the Supreme Court that unless you actually lead your article off with, this is a parody, this is sarcasm and not to be believed, just in case someone might take this seriously, that you as a writer, that your free speech, your sense of humor, okay, has to be the first thing said. Oh, this is just kidding, but that takes all the heart out of the satire, that takes the fun out of the parody, and it takes the sting out of the twist at the end that makes it work as humor. I mean, there have been parodies of different things forever. Okay. I was trying to think of, well, what would the oldest story that I can think of that was probably a parody? And I have a candidate. The Epic of Gilgamesh, which was written before 4000 BC, because it was a story about a young king who abused his kingship, slept around with a lot of women that she shouldn't be allowed to, used up his royal resources in a way that was unseemly. And that was the beginning of that story. It was obviously not free political speech at that time, but it was a parody. Okay, it was satire. Because everybody knows you can't say that about the king. You won't last 10 minutes. But you can say that about the king that used to be, that through his own actions and his own activities became a great king and a great builder and one of the founders of our society. Okay? So that was and I looked at that. That was definitely a parody in its beginning. So it's a tool that we've been using to teach each other in humor with as little malice as possible for, yes. And again, did everyone see that? Maria, did you see that one?
I did not, but I read about it.
Okay. That was I thought she handled that quite well.
Oh yeah. Threw a drink at her and she just picked it up and chugged it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The comedians in New Jersey are really tough these days.
Tell you, somebody's gonna throw a drink at me. I'm not gonna waste it.
Don't waste the beer.
No. That's a party foul. Never.
But I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's like a hidden meme these days. I used to call them my synchronicities. Okay, we start out talking about the crazies under the ice monster, and then it comes out that the Supreme Court is working on something just like that. Okay, saying that we've got to stop those humorists because they're liable to make fun of us and people won't realize it. I know.
And that's the sad part.
And then, now they're throwing. Now, well, should you be able to throw cans of beer at a comic that offends you in some manner? Hell,
If that would work,
Don Rickles wouldn't have survived the night in Las Vegas.
right? No. Well, and so if that's what it takes to get somebody to buy me a drink, I'll be a comedian, and they can just throw all the beers at me that they want. I'll do it. Promise.
Okay. Does everybody remember the Blues Brothers?
I do.
And the little
Yes.
country western bar that they went to one night out of town to
Mhm.
perform at. They had the chicken wire around the stage.
Yes. Well, that was also the opening to Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze.
Yes.
Yep.
Or
not opening, but part of
yeah,
one of the scenes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. It's a tradition.
Mhm. Mhm. But you know what? Beer's too expensive to throw away at somebody. I'm not doing it.
God. I don't know. That looked like a tall. That she picked it up. It looked like a tall boy. Those in a bar in New Jersey, that could have been like $10.
Yeah. I'm not throwing $10 away. Sorry, not doing it.
Oh, that's just. All thrown beer must be properly chilled. Yes.
Exactly. Can't waste that stuff now. Oh, hey Ron. You asked me about the incense that I burn,
Ah,
and this is what it's called. And
essence
that's
of
good.
B46.
Yeah. It's my bitch incense.
Hmm.
Just saying. Oh, but anyways, too, I wanted to say I got my t-shirt in today. Sorry, all the hair's in the way, but Rundown Live, rundownlive.com. Love it. I tell you what, this is the best. I don't know what it's made of. I didn't look at the tag. I just threw it on so I could have it on tonight. But this is one of the best. I love the way this shirt feels. It's
Quality
it's
stuff.
made of the good stuff.
Yeah.
No, it is not. You couldn't handle my real one. I'm just saying.
Oh my! I'll just sit back.
No comments there, Charles?
Not one. Not a one. Not a one. Captain, beam me up.
Yeah. So, but I got all kinds of good. I got more of these.
I love
these.
the what?
The coronavirus.
Oh, yes.
Oops, sorry. I have the sweatshirt and the t-shirt to this. That's kind of my favorite too. I like this. And then I got some of these. And I don't care. I've listened to him long enough to know he's not right wing, he's not left wing, he's independent, and he's going to tell you all the bullshit whether you want to hear it or not. I mean, just because it doesn't go along with your opinion, he's still going to report it, So that's one of the best things I like about his show. I know it pisses you off quite a bit sometimes.
I love some of his shows when he's talking about JFK or 911 or some of the older stuff. But he gets into some.
No, Andy, I will not.
Some of the new stuff, I just won't. I just won't go there.
Well, okay, but see, then let's take that into we're all conspiracy theorists and we'll all hear
Oh, God,
something and
yes.
we'll all latch onto it. And
Absolutely.
then 5
There
years
is
later,
no
we'll
such
find out.
there's no such thing as an unbiased person.
Right.
Yes.
5 years later, we'll find out that that was
Yeah.
actually true.
Yep.
So he's hitting this new stuff, and who knows
That's true.
what we're gonna find out about it pretty soon.
But I just, oh gosh, I'm going to use Alex Jones as a example.
Oh,
Okay.
please.
Okay. Alex Jones has been at this thing for 20 years anyway.
Mhm.
Okay. And he has been throwing stuff on the walls
Mm,
for 20 years.
mhm.
Whatever happened to the millions of caskets for where somebody was going to put us all into barbed wire concentration camps made out of Walmarts? And are they that patient? Did it take that long for them that they had to put them aside for 20 years to build up enough of a stockpile of the caskets?
It's not been 20 years yet, but I get what you're saying.
You know, I don't think.
But, okay, so
Oh,
during
I
that
am not.
time, though.
I am not saying that there is not a they out there
Mhm.
that aren't particularly concerned about our well-being, but there's just, I'll only go so far. Okay. I think I put this up maybe last week in a post. I thought it was funny. It said, we know they're out there to get us. They control everything we see on the media, everything we hear. They have total control of our food, our air, our everything but our air, our food, our electricity, our bandwidth. They control everything. Okay. If you posit that, I'm telling you right now that, does anybody know if they're hiring? Because there's got to be tens of millions of them operating this clandestine operation. And I wonder if they'll take up any part-time.
Hell, they can't get anybody to work now. What?
Oh, maybe that's their panic.
And the funny, we
Well,
see some all of.
obviously, then it requires a great deal of unskilled labor. I'd be perfect. I'll be waiting for my check.
We hear about a lot of the stuff that goes on, and I remember all the hype with Jade Helm 15, and that's when all of that
Yes.
past that started happening and stuff. But I mean, it is odd when you witness stuff like that happening.
Yes.
You see what's going on with these Walmarts. When I drive by a national armory
Mm-hmm. I
and
know.
saw that transformation going
Uh-huh.
on at that time.
Yep.
And you're really like, "Holy shit, okay, why is all of this happening at one
Yes.
time? What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
What are they gonna do with this stuff?" So you can't help but, like, feed into or read into anything that's going on. So what stopped
Okay.
it? What was supposed to
What?
be what was
Ah,
supposed to be
yes.
the end game for this, and
Mm-hmm.
what stopped it?
I don't know.
Or
Maybe
is it
maybe the fact
preparation?
that maybe the fact that people started getting wise and noticing stuff actually kept it from happening.
I
Okay.
don't know.
I will even say that's possible. You know, I like to think of myself as being one of those watchers on the wall, to say, I'm looking out as far as I can see, which is usually not very far, and saying, this looks like it might be trouble, a few years down the road.
Right. Well, and I think one of the biggest things that catch your attention, if you pay attention, I mean, there's I am oblivious to so much. And I try to be because I don't want to go there. But it's like when you drive by something and you see a fence put up, and then the next time you go by it and you see the fence has been moved out further,
Mm-hmm.
and then you look up and it looks like a prison thing, like the barbed wire razor stuff is pointed inwards, and I'm like,
Uh-huh.
"That's not right. That's not right. You do that to keep people out. You do this to keep people in." And then when you talk to some of the people that work in that area that did kind of construction or whatever, and
Uh-huh.
then you find out what you were hearing is actually true. But it's like, okay, do we plan that far ahead, or did we hurry up and do this and something stopped it?
Yes. And in truth, in our lifetime, we will never know, because there are
Just
things
like
that
the Vatican stuff.
there are things that went on. There was a great story that I'm a favorite of back in the very early 1800s that happened
Oh no,
in.
I gotta stop you. I gotta stop you real quick.
Nope.
Bobby just posted something, and now I'm gonna have to cry for the rest of the night. Angela Lansbury.
Oh my goodness. Wow. So many. Ooh. Yes. So many. So great.
Oh my gosh, she was awesome.
Yeah.
I loved her better than I did Betty White, if that's possible.
Yeah. Yep. See,
Oh my
so
gosh,
many of
what
those,
was
so
she,
many of those
90?
iconic. Yes. It was her
90.
and who? Okay. Loretta Lynn last week.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. Sorry.
She had a
Which
good
I have
she,
been. I've
she
been
had a
to
good
her.
run. She had a good run.
I've been to that ranch. That's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta
But
find it. Angela Lansbury. Yes. Oh my gosh. That just breaks my heart.
mhm.
Because I saw an interview with her, I think a couple of years ago, and I think she was 95.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm hitting Twitter up. Sorry. I got to find out what's going on here. Yeah, Angela Lansbury. She's been in 96.
Okay. So I'm trying to.
And she's been in so much stuff. Anyway, so that derailed the show. Sorry.
That's okay. This
My
show.
life's over.
This
She's
show
dead
is
now. I'm
this
done.
show is designed to be derailed.
She's dead. I'm done.
We keep it. We try to keep it off the rails.
I do a very good job at that, don't I?
Yes, we do.
Thanks.
You're the one that's supposed to keep us on the rails.
Oh yeah, but I gotta throw that monkey wrench in there sometime.
Yes, switch tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my.
Oh, good. I'm glad she did that. And I don't give a shit if you were tortured or not.
Oh God.
Yeah. Oh wow. Gosh.
Yep. So
They still play that show on TV all the time. And it comes on in the mornings. I can't remember
Mhm.
which network it is. But every morning I turn it on and I listen to it while I'm getting ready for work.
Oh,
And
wow.
then they play it at night on one of the Hallmark channels or something. It's not one that I get normally. It's a freebie. So I catch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but anyway.
See, I
I
would.
liked it because she was always so prim and proper.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm such a damn heathen. I was like, wonder what it's like to be like that.
Uh, it was the Dickens Pygmalion.
Yeah. Something, yeah, and I just wonder. So, like in my past life, was I one of those pheasant warrior bitch queens or what?
Probably.
Jumped, jumped on the horse and took off to battle.
Yeah. Yeah. That was you that they dug up from 1,000 years ago, a few years back, and swore it was a guy because they had all the armor and the swords and the spears, the arrowheads, and oh, they finally said, "Oh hell, this is a woman." So
Yeah,
there's something we didn't know about them Vikings.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. That's your best kept secrets.
I could have straightened them out of that right away if they asked me.
Just
I
stay the
know,
hell away from them.
I know how dangerous women can be.
Yeah, exactly.
A man will punch you in the face. A woman will cut your throat and spit in it. I'm
And
sorry.
smile.
It's just the way it is.
It's awful. It's
It's it's
awful. We
it's
are.
it's a break. It's a breaking point that fortunately is not gone over too often, but I've seen it happen. It's not
I tell you
pretty.
what, I am so glad. I mean, they romanticize World War I, World War II, things like
Hmm.
that, and they romanticize
Oh
the
yeah.
kings and queens and the wars and things that happened so many
Yes.
years ago and stuff like. I couldn't imagine. I mean, you were treated like dirt if you weren't royalty. I mean, you had to fend.
Oh
The
yes.
kingdom
Absolutely.
provided for you. I mean, they
Hmm.
weren't gonna let you starve, then they weren't gonna let you
Unless
die
it
of
were.
thirst or
Yeah.
whatever, but
Yep.
you were
Oh,
working
you
for
were.
them.
Yes. You were a disposable asset. True.
Yeah.
Uh, what did that make me think of? Oh, I thought you were going somewhere entirely different with that.
Oh, like welfare?
No, I was
Oh,
gonna go
gotcha.
when you were talking about world wars.
Oh, yeah,
The
where they
Allies would
romanticize it.
the Allies would probably have never been able to retake France if it
Mhm.
had not been for the women.
Oh, yes, 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 yes.
The women in the underground murdered thousands of German officers. They decimated their officer corps. They would take them to bed, and shoot them in the head.
That's the one thing men can't turn down.
Yes, it would appear to have been so.
Yeah, that kinda happens all over the world, just saying. I mean,
Yes, indeed it has. I'm sure there are even. I think I've heard that tactical topic brought up to about being used in ancient China.
mhm.
That would not surprise. It would. It, yeah, right
Oh,
there,
you
right
can
there it is.
oh, Lord, look here, look here, look here.
Which one?
Oh, the comment I could make with that. I'm not going to.
Okay.
I'm going to be good. Mars bar. Actually, they
Ooh.
didn't let me in bars before I was 21, but yeah. But if you're talking about a candy bar, Mars bar. And they don't make them, sell them around here anymore. And they haven't for
Well,
20 something years.
my best candy bar was the Zero Bar.
Oh, no, that's still good. Now we
I
have
saw
those.
those in the freezer. Oh
Mhm.
my God, they're still. But
Ooh, y'all keep
I
talking
don't.
about candy.
It has been so long since I have seen one of those. They were kind of semi-popular here,
Zero?
but up here, nope. I don't think I've seen any on a shelf for a long time.
Well, that's like Mars bars. They took them off the
Mhm.
shelf many, many years ago, and so I had to eat. I had to go to the Zero bar. But Andy was talking about a deep fried Mars bar.
Oh my God. Deep fry. Yes, you could. I guess you can deep fry almost anything.
Oh God, yeah. They say you can. They can deep fry ice cream. Go figure.
Hmm. Never tried that. Just not that adventurous. Okay, everybody sign in and give us a list of your favorite Halloween candy. What was the one thing that you could get for Halloween and was your most appreciated? The one thing that you didn't want any of your brothers or sisters, if you had any, to steal
Reese's.
out of your Halloween
Reese's cups.
candy.
Stay the hell away from my Reese's cups.
Oh,
Especially my Reese. The
I'm in,
pumpkins, Reese's pumpkins.
I'm in there with
Ooh.
Justin. Butterfingers. I forgot
Mhm.
Butterfingers. Oh man.
But they had to be fresh. Have you
Yes.
ever had one? Yes.
Uh, what was
Such
the
a
other one that
big
was
difference.
like almost a Clark bar?
I haven't ever had one of those.
But they were they were like a second class Butterfinger. They they did they
Oh,
were the
gotcha.
same kind of consistency, but
They were the poor
they
boy.
never tasted as good.
Yeah, the Snickers bar. Snickers are good, and I like the smaller little bite-sized Snickers or the
Mhm.
fun size better than I do the bigger ones because for
Yeah,
some reason they're just have a better taste or texture or something to them. I don't know.
I think it's the amount of chocolate around with the with
Probably.
the, you know.
Probably.
Uh,
Oh, Halloween's different in
that's
UK. No pumpkins? Why no pumpkins?
a good question. Don't know. Never heard
No
that.
pumpkins or no jack-o'-lanterns? I guess that's the same thing. You gotta have pumpkins to have jack-o'-lanterns, but
Pumpkins are American fruit. I
oh,
just
I bet I could send
think
him some seeds and he could
some
grow some
kind of gourds.
of anything.
Yes. Hmm.
What do you want to grow in your garden there, Andy? I'll find you a seed for it.
He can't have what did my sister just buy today? Pumpkin spice Cheerios.
Oh, they're turnips hollowed out. Ooh, pumpkin spice Cheerios. No, 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 no. Mm-mm.
I may have to try those just to say I did, I guess.
King size candy bar before it was called that. I don't. They were all one size. There wasn't anything that was bigger or smaller.
Yes.
They were all one
So,
size.
yes, they were all pocket size, I guess. You're saying, maybe
Yeah,
they
just
were
regular.
pretty
Yeah,
much
just
standard,
regular size.
4 inches by 4 inches by 3/4 by one,
Hmm.
mouth size, four maybe 5 bites, and that was it. That was a
Yep.
standard candy bar. I
Yep.
don't remember. I do remember I remember that they did start outsizing candy bars. I mean,
Hmm.
you can get it. You got it. Instead of a regular Snickers bar, you got a Snickers bar that was this big.
Hmm. Hmm.
And that was. I don't think they were ever really popular. I don't think it worked.
Oofy, that's the nastiest shit I've ever had in my life.
Oh, that and candy lips. Lips.
My niece loved that stuff, and I'm like,
Oh my God.
you could chew on a flavored candle and get more flavor out of it than you could that stuff. Bleh.
Mm. Mm.
Now, I can remember being able to go take because Cokes were made in glass bottles,
Yes.
and everybody could take
Oh yeah.
that 6, 8 pack down to the
Mhm.
store, and you got money back on for that return. And we used to go to my grandmother's, and we would take her Coke bottles, and we would take them
Mhm.
to the general store, and they would tell us how much it was, and we would get whatever candy we wanted. I mean, ice cream. I mean, we came out of there loaded with stuff.
Mhm.
So stuff was really cheap back then. And Bazooka gum, Bazooka Joe bubble gum,
With the comics.
it had like 2 seconds worth of flavor in it,
But you can chew it. You can chew it
but
for
you could
days.
chew it forever. And you didn't care that it didn't have flavor in it anymore.
Oh my God. As long
And then
hey,
they came out with
you can still blow bubbles.
yep. And then they came out with was it
Mhm.
Bubblicious bubble gum?
Okay.
Great flavor. It seemed like
Yeah, I remember those were the twisty ones. Yeah.
mm-mm. No,
No, the
no, these were
Bazooka
just
Joes were like the little
yeah,
like
square
squares,
pink.
and they had
Hmm.
that you could take the wrapper, and inside the wrapper was a comic,
Oh
and you could
God,
read.
Eufy. 2 seconds worth of flavor. What's that remind you of?
Oh, wait a minute. Where's my coffee? Where's my
Oh
coffee?
Lord.
Ah, I
I'll,
think
t-
I think I
I'll
think
take a
it
drink after that
I
one.
think it expired a couple hours ago.
Mm.
Hmm.
But yeah, see, Halloween to me is just, of course, when you grow up, you kind of lose all of that excitement, I guess.
Hmm. Okay. Well,
But
would
when
you
you
go
have
on?
kids,
Would you go on a ghost hunt on Halloween?
oh God, I have several times.
We'll see. It's the same. It's just different. You know.
I'm not getting any candy though. I'm getting EVPs. It's
Oh
better.
well.
I can stop at the store and get my pumpkin
You
Reese's on the way,
get my own damn candy.
cup of coffee, and I'm ready to go.
Oh, wait a minute. A little bit of that Jameson orange.
Oh
Oh,
yeah. I tell you what,
happy
sometimes it's
Halloween,
cold on
everybody.
Halloween. You got to keep warm somehow. It's all fun. I do. I really want. I want to go hunting, ghost hunting again.
There you go.
I haven't been, but I want to go somewhere I'm kind of familiar with.
Uh huh.
Oh, let's see. Andy lived back in the 80s. He lived in a shop, and Justin says it was a sex toy shop. And I want to know. So back in the 80s, though, everything ran on those big D-size batteries.
Oh my God.
I do not
Hmm.
remember that. I don't remember anyone recall the Halloween special of
What
Dead
was
Like
that?
Me.
What was
I don't
that
remember
on? Was that on HBO? Because
I
it
don't know.
wasn't. I don't think it was broadcast TV. I can't remember. Whatever it was, SAR or something. Because I remembered I didn't see it until after it was all gone. Because and I think it was I heard about it somewhere and then went back and looked it up on the internet and watched them. But as it was happening, I didn't see one of those live. So
I
I
do
can't remember.
remember the one show, and that the title, this is what it reminded me of, Better Off Dead. It was a comedy. Had John Cusack in it. And
Okay.
he kept trying every day to, like, kill himself, and then it would just something would happen, and it would screw it up, and it wouldn't happen for him. But through the whole movie, this kid on this bicycle kept chasing him. The paper
Mhm.
boy kept chasing him, and he's like, "I want my $2." Through the whole thing, and he's trying to kill himself, and this kid just wants his $2 for the month for delivering newspapers. Oh,
Oh
Charlie
God.
Brown's Great Pumpkin. They still run that every year.
Hmm.
I just don't ever know when it happens or when to catch it.
Yep. I was trying to. I was looking at those. I was trying to come up with a Charlie Brown and the football meme for something the other day. And so I was scrolling through some cells from the comics. Yeah, this just isn't working for me. I need to learn to. It's too late for me to learn to draw, I guess.
I'm jealous,
Great
Justin.
ideas.
Totally jealous. Yeah.
Hmm.
One of these days I'll be able to retire and maybe do that. Doubt it. But anyway, it's
Hey,
worth a shot. We all have goals.
mine's to be a part-time Illuminati supervisor.
Just part time? Come on, Charles.
Hey, I'm not ambitious. I'm not ambitious. I don't need to rule the world.
Oh, everybody wants to rule the world.
Hmm.
Sorry, and that was a song
Yes, I
let
remember
in.
that.
Sorry, Tears for Fears.
Hmm.
It's a great song.
Yeah, I don't know.
We,
It's
there's
just
there's still some great
yeah.
80s music out there that still pops up in commercials and TV shows. And like that one I sent you, I had never heard of before. And it was just happened to be on
Hmm.
a TV show. The tune was kind of catchy. So
Hmm.
I Shazammed it. And it was done back in what, 84, 85?
Yeah, yeah. What's It's funny to me how often it is that I mean a lot of really great tunes were done. I'll say from the late 50s until the early 80s, and they have become iconic. And then there's other, offshoots of the music in different popularizing and things like that. I don't know why that was, but they do keep coming up, being brought back up again and again and again. But what I really don't understand about it is to look from my own life, okay, to look back. I would have been listening to music. I would have been listening, saying, "Yeah, that's pretty damn good," about music in the 1920s. What? Hell no.
Well,
Hell
I
no,
mean,
that didn't happen.
look at Dean Martin's oh my gosh, ain't that a
What is
kick
it?
in the head? That
Hmm.
was in a movie in the 90s
Yeah, yeah.
or early 2000s.
Mhm.
And then Kate Bush's song come through with Stranger Things. That was a good song back then. And then they brought it back, and but Kate, her version of it's way better than whoever redid it. But and then I don't know, I just think it's pretty awesome, some of the stuff that they come up with.
Mhm.
Andy, honey, you sent me that picture the other day.
Why Mitch McConnell isn't taking Donald Trump's bait. I
Yeah,
guess
guess
I,
what? We
I
don't
guess
care.
I guess there's some things even Mitch McConnell won't take.
I don't
As
know.
hard as it is to believe.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Mitch McConnell's going to take anything that pads his pockets.
You think?
China
Anyway.
found.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
So let me see. What else?
Oh,
Yes. How to be a smart holiday shopper. I'll give you my secret. Get everybody pissed off at
holy shit!
you.
Hang on.
Get everybody pissed off at you in November.
Yeah, exactly. Woohoo!
Just snip, snip, snip that list. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Snippet. We could all do that. After I was shot. Shot with what, honey? That can be interpreted several different ways. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Halloween's this is the month. This has been a weird month. This past few days has just been weird for me. And it doesn't have anything to do with the full moon,
Uh-huh.
which has been absolutely beautiful because I get up early enough that I can see it setting as well.
Uh-huh.
And I got a great picture, and I just wish I could have had time to come outside to take the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I got the picture of the moon and then Jupiter right up above it as it was setting behind the trees.
Oh, yes.
That was early Saturday morning. And but I mean, it's like I get up, I can see it coming up behind the trees, and it doesn't give as
Mm-hmm.
much light. But when I get up 4-ish in the mornings, and I mean, you just don't need any lights outside.
Mm-hmm.
It's just absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
And of course, at night, I sent you that recording of the coyote party that was going on out here. And this morning, I did not get a recording of a deer, and because it was still before daylight, it's still pitch dark outside, and I didn't realize that they blew so many times.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they would blow once or twice and then they would take off,
Mm-hmm.
giving a warning to everybody to
Yeah.
stay away from here. But if you didn't know what that was, and as close as that deer was,
Mm-hmm.
no wonder so many people get freaked out in the woods. If that's something you've never heard that
Oh,
close
well,
up,
I was I and I rec I had rec I would have recognized those that Coyotes concert, you
mm-hmm,
know.
mm-hmm,
But the first time what the hell? And
mm,
even listening to the recording, you say, "Boy, that is really weird," because there's so many different animals, different tones,
right,
different pitches,
uh-huh,
and you're saying if you could break that down, that's
mm-hmm,
like a conversation. I mean, it sounds like a language.
mm-hmm.
It really does.
It is between
I
them.
mean, yes,
And one thing I've never been able to get a recording of is an owl and a coyote talking to each other.
yes.
And I know they've got to be talking to each other.
Oh yeah, they react. They
It's
I'm
it's
sure they
so
know.
interesting.
Okay,
Mhm,
if a coyote is howling, an owl can easily pick it up, or vice versa, because they're
mhm.
both responding to the same. Oh, something's out of place here.
But the funny thing is that the coyote's not howling.
Mm-hmm.
It's
No.
I call it chirping.
Mm-hmm. It's
And then the
like a whoop.
owl
Yeah.
I really wish, and I very rarely, I don't get to hear it that often,
Mm-hmm.
but I hope I'm a present the next time that happens because that's an amazing conversation.
Mhm.
And I'll never know what they're talking about. I mean, they may be cussing each other out. I don't know, but
You
it's
ruining,
pretty
you ruining,
interesting.
you damn coyotes with your with your tramping around down there. You're making all the mices scamper under the leaves and things.
Imagine you're in a sleeping bag camping, middle of dark. Coyote comes up beside you and calls the pack. Well, the only reason they're going to call the pack is if you're dead or
Yes.
you've got meat out there for them to get.
Mm. Yeah.
Otherwise, they don't call the
Mm. That would, yeah. Now wolves. I from what I've heard from history,
wolves. Yeah.
wolves are a different matter. But
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
actually, I've seen. Okay, there are those who think I'm wrong, but I have seen gray wolves in this
Hmm.
part of the country, in northeastern Ohio,
Right.
and I have heard other reports that now they're rare, but and they're really hard to catch.
Hmm.
Obviously hard to catch, but hard to catch sight of. But at in and they were extinct here for probably 100 years,
Hmm.
and they've came back. From slipped across the border from Ontario.
Hmm. So they tell you
Yes.
that's like oh, wait a minute. There we go. I
Mhm.
hit the wrong button. Charles, you're wrong.
Yes.
I can remember,
Experts do that all the time.
I can remember many, many years ago, they were talking about uh, Mammoth Cave that they had released a red wolf coyote hybrid
Mm. Okay.
to integrate with the coyotes that we had around here. And they denied it, deny. Well, one of my good friends, his dad was a park ranger, had
Hmm.
been for many years. And he told me, he said he went outside to take the garbage out and he come back inside and he said, "Dad, do you remember those wolves that you all didn't release out on the land?" And he said, "Yeah." His dad said he laughed. He's like, "Yeah, I don't know where anybody comes up with those rumors." He said, "Well, there's one digging through the garbage can on the back porch right now." So his dad's eyes got real big. And my husband when he was living had saw the one of the originals that they had released,
Hmm.
and they were much bigger than the coyotes that we have now.
Oh.
But what's happened is that they've integrated with them
Hmm.
and they've gotten our coyotes are bigger, but the wolves are smaller. They've kind of an average between the
Okay.
heights and the weights have
Yeah.
emerged.
Yeah.
And when I got a picture of one of them on my game can, I was just
Hmm.
amazed because it's an absolutely beautiful creature. It's beautiful. So, they're much bigger. She's pregnant. Yes, I would love to have one, but no, I don't want any more dogs. I've got Sadie, that's enough. Hold out your fingers, spreads peanut butter on the fingers, smells, closes door. That's something Andy does, Oofy. Just something. So, but yeah, we've got some amazing animals out here. And people, when they go out for the first couple of times, go Bigfoot hunting and they hear something
Hmm.
odd, they immediately want to throw it to Bigfoot. And it's just an animal you've not heard before.
Yes.
There's
Or a
a,
particular call from an animal you might be reasonably familiar with
r-
that you've
right,
never realized they could do that. Yeah.
right, right. And you've got to, owls are everywhere through here. So you've got to
Hmm.
pick out which one is what owl and belongs to that. But there's a donkey that's right up the road from me, and it seems like Man, he's better timed in the mornings than any rooster I've ever heard in my life. There's a certain time of morning that it starts fussing, and
Hmm.
when he first starts, you think it's a coyote, but then he leads on to the rest of his call, but yeah, if you don't know, that's just like that deer that was blowing. I would have loved to have been
Yeah.
able to have gotten that close up. I've
Yeah.
heard it from a distance before,
Hmm.
but it's different when it's right here in your backyard. It's pretty creepy. Andy, who's that behind Maria? Yes. You're right. It ain't Kevin. Tain't him.
So, gee.
And what's our topic going to be for next week? Is that something we're going to have to find out later on?
Your pick.
No.
It's
You
your
know I'm
week.
going to find something weird. You know something wild off
That's
the wall is
great.
going to pop up.
That's great. I love weird.
Well, apparently, because I'm your
Weird.
co-host
Weird.
on this,
We,
so
we need to we need to sign weird or us. Hmm.
there you go. We could do that.
Put a banner up.
Weird are us. Somebody's got that somewhere, I'm sure.
Oh, as long as they don't have a trademark.
Ooh, there you go. There you go.
Oh,
Oh, oofy.
Dimorphos was. Have they said how much? I'm really curious. I'm really curious because I think they were originally calling for it changing the orbit something like 10 minutes out of 11 hours and something.
That's a lot, though. You think about it.
Yeah, it was a pretty solid hit.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Hmm. Well, let me see. That would be Mach 7. So that's 16,000 miles an hour into a bag of rocks. And yeah, that would be some. Okay. Yeah, that would that definitely had some effect. I'm just
Yeah, I just they can't. It's great if they can do that to something that's coming at us that they can see that's a couple of years away.
yes.
But
Right.
then all the time we get these things about, oh, well, one just passed between us and the moon and we didn't know
Yesterday.
anything about it. Yeah,
Yesterday.
last night.
Yesterday there was one that went
Yeah.
close by, came out of the sun. We didn't know it was here. And it'll be going
Oops.
by tomorrow, but it was really close.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
we ain't got nothing to worry about.
No. Yeah. Well, yeah, we did that mission just for shits and giggles, just to show off our ability to hit things 80 million miles away.
Exactly.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. We didn't know nothing about it. But anyway. I
Who's
don't
playing
know.
audio? Audio. No.
On
Nothing here.
Mixler, on behind us,
Which
there's no
audio?
music.
Audio. Nope. Not here. They have a Brit. Andy. Andy.
Andy.
Andy has hacked YouTube. Or what? I don't think so.
Aunt B is hollering for you, Andy.
Let me see.
Ron's is Barney Fife. Okay, so there's their Halloween costumes. Andy needs to dress up like a sheriff,
Oh
like
my
Andy
God.
Griffith, and then Ron could be Barney Fife.
Well,
That would be perfect.
well. I forgot to hit a button for Mixler.
Oops.
So ain't nobody's doing anything over there.
Oops.
Oops. That's what I get for they keep everything up to the last second. Running up
Yeah.
to the oh well. That's
okay.
hey, that's what I get. That's what I get for skipping lunch.
Yeah,
As I'm
exactly.
as I was sitting here stuffing a burrito in my face a minute before just
That's okay because I stopped and got a couple of margaritas before I came home. So for this
oh
show, so we're good.
emergency support support emergency life support supplies.
Sure.
Vitamin C, vitamin C and alcohol. Perfect combination.
Exactly. And then I come home and my T-shirt's in the mail, so I was like, "Woohoo!" I was a happy girl.
Mm.
Yeah, so perfect.
Mm.
Ukraine told Elon to F off, so he turned. Okay, well,
Yes.
oops.
Nothing. They don't need it. They've got their own drama.
Yeah, they're in the middle of a war. They don't need internet right now. Ham radios. There you go. That's what we all need to get back to.
CBs.
Mhm. Okay, so had to a couple of weeks ago finished cleaning out mom's house
Mm-hmm.
and um I found my dad's old scanner, Bearcat scanner that he
Oh my
kept in his
God.
office
Mm.
when he worked at the coal mines.
Okay. Yeah.
And I can remember he kept all the channels going and that's where all the coal truck.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he would turn it off whenever I would come in because they got to talking about stuff that I didn't need to know about. But anyway, um, I've got that, and it picks up the weather radio. I
Yeah.
mean, any NOAA, it picks it up. So I don't know. I just think that that's something fun from my childhood that I can keep running.
I yeah. That came in after I was into my adulthood, but I
Mhm.
had one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I I and before cell I was let's see, I was out in the truck with my brother for a couple of years.
Hmm.
Right, cell phones were available, but they were still very expensive. Okay, and
Hmm.
coverage was spotty, shall we say?
Right.
But and you could sit there on the and talk to people on the CB all day long, and
Hmm.
you would know, as long as off in the off channels and on the I think it was channel 19 was the truckers channel, and you knew everything that was going on around you. You know, you knew where the accidents were, you knew where the slowdowns were, you know where the cops were sitting, you know
Oh
which
yes,
way
especially the
stations were,
cops.
you know which way stations were open.
Hmm.
It was great.
Yeah, because I can remember Dad. Of course, they all had CB radios in their company cars, and Dad would have to travel sometimes to go to meetings or whatever. And whenever he went to those,
Mhm.
he wore a suit, and he always had I don't know they were different types of suits, but they were like navy blue. He'd have the white shirt, the navy blue tie. But
Mhm.
he would pull over sometimes to stretch his legs if he needed to drive too very far, and he said of course, he had, like, 2 huge antennas on the back
Mhm.
of his vehicle, and every truck driver that would go by, it was like, "Oh, Smokey had to get out and stretch his legs
Mhm.
for a while, so he'll be." They always thought he was a cop.
Mhm. What
So,
they
yeah,
call
I
that?
think.
Uh, and they had a different handle for
Mhm.
an unmarked police car.
Yeah, and I don't
I
remember what
can't.
that was.
Smoky and a blame Smoky and a plain brown wrapper.
Okay. Well, see, and that was the funny thing because I never could get that because what was that back then? The state troopers' vehicles. Oh no. Around here, when I was little, they were white.
Okay.
And all of the coal miners' vehicles were Crown Vics and they were white, just like the state police. And
Okay.
I'm thinking back sometime early 80s, late 70s, the trooper cars around here became silver.
Okay.
So, but yeah, but they all drove Crown Vics.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Now there's a whole lot of them here that they get that's confiscated vehicles, Corvettes, Mustangs.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
After a while,
you know.
they'll convert them.
Yep.
Sneaky,
Oh yeah. Yep.
but it's effective. It's whatever it takes.
Smoky, a smoky and a marshmallow. I don't know what that would have been. Oh.
Huh.
Mm.
Of course, Andy thinks it's kinky. Anyway.
Everything's kinky. Smoky.
Oh yeah.
My imagination fails sometimes. What can I say?
So what's going on with KGRA tonight? What show can we all go to and talk shit about?
Gosh. I have no idea.
Oh no.
I thought I'd be lucky to, I honestly thought I'd be lucky to make it through this one.
Yeah, this is true. All right, well let's see. I'll search it. I don't know, because What's Up MUFON is
Okay.
not, I don't know if it's coming back or not.
Bobby says
Somebody-
no shows tonight. No live shows tonight.
None.
Not fair.
That's awful. But now AJ's show is scheduled for tomorrow night, but I thought she was in Germany.
I thought she was leaving before last week's show. I guess I got that.
I was
mixed up.
thinking she was leaving last weekend and she would have one
Mhm.
more show, but okay. Well,
I just hope she's such a wonderful person. I hope she has a great time with her family. Great meeting her new grandson.
mhm.
I think that
MUFON is returning soon. AJ's a replay, but that's not going to stop us from being in there talking shit. So I'm just glad she's doing a replay now, because I know there's been a lot of
Yes.
times things have happened, and
Mhm.
yes, Justin and I are great at this.
Well, AJ has actually stopped in on her replays into chat for a while, so
Mhm.
who knows?
Yeah, well, it's
Internet. She's in. If she's in Germany, she'd be able to have internet. We have people from
oh sure,
Australia.
but if I was there getting to see my grandbaby for the first time, and
What
the
time would
last
that?
thing in the world,
What? Okay, it's 8 p.m. here. That would be
and
like 2 a.m. in Germany. So I guess
Andy's 6 hours ahead of me,
yes.
so right now it's after midnight. It's almost 1 a.m. there.
Hmm. Okay.
So Germany's not that much different.
I'm not
You
sure.
know what, Andy? That doesn't hurt my feelings at all. Tracy Austin ain't live until next year. I don't care.
Mhm.
That is past my bedtime. I'm not worried about it.
Okay. It's
There you
now
go.
2 a.m. It's now 2 a.m. in Berlin.
Yeah.
So Oh my goodness. One of these days.
So I don't know. Gosh, it's just
It's
7
just
o'clock. It's already dark here. I know it's already dark at your place. It
that is,
turns
let's see, it's fall
turns
back.
dark an hour before
So,
it
so
gets
we
here.
gain so we regain an hour of sunlight back. Yes. When is daylight savings time kick in? It's got to be soon, right?
No, it's not until the first weekend of November.
Oh my. Well then, still. So it's going to get worse before it gets better. Oh my!
It's not going to get
I'm
better.
missing the sunshine. Missing the sunshine.
See, tomorrow it's supposed to be warm for a little while,
Uh-huh.
and then another cold front's coming through. It's just I'm not used to it being this cold this early in the year around here.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, yeah, we'll get a freak snow on Halloween or a couple of days before, and then it warms up for a while. But it's been, I think, the last several days is, I mean, gosh, the mid of September it started getting cold. November 6th. Oh God,
Mhm. Oh, okay. Thank you, Justin.
I don't like it.
Mhm.
Don't like it.
Blizzards, hurricanes,
Mm.
earthquakes, droughts.
Lions,
Oh,
tigers,
that
and
was
bears.
something I saw. They're having trouble on the Mississippi. Trouble on the Mississippi River. News at 11. There
Well,
ain't
it's
no
not
water.
rained.
There ain't no water. The the barges
It's not
the
rained.
barges are scraping bottom.
Mm. But they're fine on the Ohio, so just don't go to the Mississippi.
Well, yeah. There are, so the
The
price
river's
the price
fine.
the price of corn in St. Louis is really cheap.
Yeah.
It's really expensive in New Orleans.
Hmm.
Yeah, isn't
Yeah.
that the
Stay
way?
away from Nolans.
Well, actually, from what I looked at, the places that were causing the problems were actually north of St. Louis.
Hmm.
So yeah. Anyway, it's just the Missouri. I guess the Missouri, the drought in the northwest, north. Yeah, the drought in the Great Plains is pretty sizable. So that's way worse than it is on the eastern side of the Mississippi, although it's
Hmm.
significant even there.
Yeah. The boys are talking games in chat.
Okay. Looking for
I
a new
don't,
Bobby's looking for a new favorite game.
I just, yeah, I'm with Justin. They pissed me off a couple of weekends ago, what they did. They pissed a whole bunch of people off, but it's like if you want to watch football games and stuff like that, then you kind of don't have a choice. But anyway. But yes, I don't know how to play games online with other people and just make it just certain people. And then plus, I don't have headphones.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
my son used to do that all the time, and he would play with people he didn't have a clue what game, who they were or
Mm.
anything, but they would all team up and kick ass, and I don't have a clue. Um, I've got Roku, and I don't have a clue. I got all that shit. I got all of it. I don't have a clue. Somebody was trying to get me to play Fortnite, and I don't have a clue. I don't know what that is.
It's a first person shooter game.
Oh, I thought it was where you built cities. See,
Oh,
that's how
okay.
Fortnite.
I don't think so. No. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's what's the one? What is that? Civilization. You create empires and all that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got a whole bunch of it like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't play games that much anymore. I always played Minecraft a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I've gotten away with that. But I've got Galaga and Pac-Man downloaded.
I could.
I just don't play that much
I got
anymore.
into a couple. Okay, I liked Doom when it first came out. Doom, first person shooter. That was like the first person shooter. I really liked that, but I got away from that one, and then I got on. I found this really. I found a really silly little, like a zombie hunt the zombies game, and it was like
Oh,
8-bit
gotcha.
characters, but it was first person. Okay, and you
Mm-hmm.
had to go around and find weapons and find food and find everything and build your own safe place to stay so the
Mm-hmm.
zombies couldn't get you. And I spent way too many hours playing that game
Mm-hmm.
because there was always something to do, and somewhere to more play. It was pretty good size, man. And when I quit, they were introducing a lot of new maps.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
so you could switch over and play a different map all the time. It was fun. It was a definite time waster.
But
Maybe I need to.
I can remember when I would find a video game and I would just absolutely could not quit playing it.
Okay.
And then for some reason, of course, I mean, everything turned upside down several years ago, but it's like I can't get back into it and I can't find that game again. I can't find the one game that I could just sit and play constantly anymore.
Oh my.
Yeah, no, Bobby, I do not love cooking. You should try overcook. This girl don't like to cook. I cooked and cooked
Something that
all
I
the
did.
time for years. I'm done.
The first computer I had, I got a flying game
Mhm.
called Chuck Yeager's Flight Trainer or something like that. Okay.
Okay.
And I really liked that game.
Mhm.
And I've progressed up through the levels up to some of the stuff right now is
Mhm.
absolutely indistinguishable, not quite, but almost indistinguishable from actual cockpit views from planes at that airport on that day. Okay.
Right. Oh,
Uh,
wow.
and to go back and look at that original flight
Mhm.
trainer, saying,
It's pretty crazy, isn't it?
boy, that was ridiculously simple.
Yeah.
But that was top end of the top end at the time,
Mhm.
And you look at the stuff now. Like I've seen clips from I think DC Flight Trainer or something
Mhm.
that when you first saw him on YouTube, you could not tell it was a simulation and not a real plane. I mean,
That's
well,
crazy.
early on in the Ukraine war, they were showing plane flights and missile hits and stuff
Mhm.
that were
Mhm.
straight out of the simulators.
Oh, yeah.
But people were absolutely buying it until
Yeah.
somebody said, "Oh no, that's this clip from that
Mhm.
station," and yeah, that's okay. That's what it was.
Yeah, there was something else that they were showing, and it was a total different country. It was a bomb that went off,
Yeah.
planes going
Oh,
by, and they
they've
were
done that.
calling it Ukraine, and
Oh,
it was something that
CNN,
happened.
CNN was really good at that forever.
They are very good at that.
I'm
But
not.
you know what? That just proves that nobody knows their history at all.
Mm, yeah, that's
At
true.
all.
That's true.
They don't have a clue.
Yeah, that's what Saints Row. That one. See, there was a point there in those games like that.
Mhm.
Which, what's the other one? The driver. It started out as driver, and then it became
Mm.
something else, and it's now 8 generations further on. And I
Grand
just
Theft Auto?
yeah. Okay, driver became Grand Theft Auto, became 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. Now I don't.
Yeah.
After a while, you say no. It's not
See,
funny.
I can remember with the
It's not engaging
no.
to me. You know.
Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty, Call of Duty. That was what my son used to play all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I can like Xbox 360
Mm-hmm.
would have to buy all those games and stuff like that
Oh
because
my
everything
god.
wasn't online then. And I
Mm-hmm.
can remember the ATV games that we used to play all the time. I mean, it was just racing games, and I liked that
Yeah.
stuff, but then it's like now everything's gotten so freaking complicated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just and it had a great soundtrack. The ATV racing thing had a great soundtrack to it, so but they don't do that anymore, it doesn't seem like. I just want something simple. I just wanna play. I don't want, like, Saints Row. That's just too complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Stopping and listening to these
Well,
stories and characters and
okay.
just let me play a game.
To me, to watch some like I've watched Bill play that game,
Mhm.
and he's reacting to things that I don't even see.
Right.
Okay.
Mhm.
I mean, my eye is not trained to pick out the distinctions,
Mhm.
you know, and I'm seeing, and it all moves so fast. Okay.
Right.
I like
But
the,
now if you're playing it, it's different though, because you 'cause you're there and you're catching all of that. To watch somebody else play, it's totally different. It's really weird.
I remember early Xbox games that could run 2 players.
Mhm.
And when my 8-year-old grandson was literally kicking my ass on a regular basis, I decided I didn't like playing anymore.
No. Like, I'm done.
I,
I'm done.
okay, there's no strategy. There's
Mhm.
no. It's all eyesight and reaction time.
Mhm. Right.
Okay, I
Mhm.
always like the being able to plot and plan and figure out what I'm going to
Mhm.
do and how to do it.
Right.
You know? That
Mhm.
was that was the part of the game that engaged me.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay,
Right.
but yeah, those are different times, different times.
Yes.
Now it's
Well, I mean, we grew up with or I grew up with Atari and
oh my
Sega
god,
Genesis, and then it went to
yeah,
Nintendo, and then we did this, that, and the other, but while we were growing up playing these games, then that's when we started getting jobs, we had kids, we
oh
had
god, yes, yes.
and then there wasn't any time to play video games anymore, and they just kinda lost us.
Hmm.
"Here's your boy."
Okay, well,
Anyway,
I'm about ready to call it. How about you?
sounds good.
And we'll
Oh,
figure out.
sorry.
See, that's our he's he's got the hook. He's got the hook out. He says, "Okay, you guys, been quiet. Pay
This
attention to
one's
me.
ready.
Pay attention to me now."
Yeah.
Mm.
He does this all the time, bless his heart. He weighs like 20 freaking pounds, but anyway.
He looks like an armful, that's for sure.
Yeah, he definitely is.
Oh my god.
Oh, let's see, can I get you down without you ripping my earbuds out? There we go. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right, Bobby. It is a fat, squishy kitty.
Yes. Yes, you were
No,
concerned.
Andy, honey, he doesn't have any. I got rid of those years ago, just like I would you if you were around here. You've got to spay your pets and weird friends and family members. Ah, seen that, Justin. I saw it.
Ah, God.
Well, it is 7 o'clock here Central Time, and I'm just like, I gotta find something to do for the next couple hours before I go to bed.
Oh my goodness.
I know, right?
Go out and you need some night vision gear. Go out
You
and
know, I've got
go out and
one.
spot the coyotes. Track the coyotes down.
I've got an old military set
Mm-hmm.
of night vision, and only one side works.
What?
So, but I've never taken them out and really used them. I could go see a lot if I would just take my truck and go sit in the field in the
Mm-hmm.
back and just sit there.
Yeah.
And just there's no telling what I'd see, but I'd have to have the night vision goggles stay
Okay.
fueled up. So anyway, I don't know. I
You
need
gotta you gotta find you gotta find you a ghost adventure.
you know what? I could have plenty back there on my back land, but I'm afraid they would follow me home, so I just
Oh
kind of leave
no
them
no
alone.
no 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 no! Nothing that close. You gotta
Right down about
keep a
11
little
miles from the
distance.
house, there is a bed and breakfast that they turned it into a bed and breakfast,
Mhm.
but it was a boys' school. Then it was a hotel. It was a hotel
Okay.
for Mammoth Cave. The train would stop in front of it to take people to Mammoth Cave.
Okay.
Then after a while, they turned it into a boys' school. Then it was like a regular hotel, then it was apartments, and then it was abandoned or whatever. That
Okay.
place has got so much activity in it. I investigated it several times,
Uh huh.
and somebody bought it privately, and
Okay.
they have completely redone it. It is a bed and breakfast,
Oh my.
and I would love to rent a room
Mhm.
just to see how much activity still goes on that place because you know it didn't go away.
Oh, absolutely not.
There was some crazy stuff that happened there in that place.
Hmm.
So, but and it's also one of those things where it's rumored that an axe murder happened up there, but it's not actually rumored. It actually is documented
Kind of
somewhere.
did. Yeah. Okay. Well,
Um,
it's got enough other history behind it.
mhm.
Yeah. It's
Actually, and two, there was a gentleman that was sitting in the hallway in one of those areas, just sitting in a chair, just doing an investigation, and all of a sudden you see him get thrown up against the wall.
oh my.
Yeah, it was pretty intense.
Hmm.
We might have or might not have initiated that, but couldn't happen to a better human being.
Karma, as it were. Yes.
Hmm. Oh yeah, there's much more to be dealt. But anyway,
Okay.
well, I'm glad everybody kind of hung out with us
Hung out with
tonight.
us.
Yeah,
Enjoyed
that's
enjoying
something you
themselves.
don't ever want to see, Andy.
Listening. We've kept your attention away from the all the bad news that's going on in the world.
Yeah.
A little
Next
bit.
week we'll come up with our own.
Yeah, we'll make some bad news. Okay. Good night, everybody. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate having you here with us. And Justin and Andy and Yuffie and
Bobby
Ron
and
and Andy
Ron,
and everybody. Marty.
Marco, which Marco
So
Polo left a long time ago, but anyway.
So I'm going to call it for the night, and you guys have a good time. Talk to you all later. Catch you in the other chat rooms. Bye bye.